Namaskaram everyone, Namaste to all of you. I said I would give you a recording this evening just on two of the Pranayamas today. One Pranayama is called Bhramari Pranayama, which is also known as the Bumble Pranayama, and the other one is Udhgeet Pranayama, which we've already learned. And the key thing about both of these breathing exercises is that they're based on sound therapy, if you like. So, ये mantra jap hai. It's kind of like a mantra, so because it's the sound of the Onkaara or the Om. Okay. Now, I did say I would teach you both Bhramari and Udhgeet Pranayama. Udhgeet Pranayama you've already been doing, because remember I was saying to you this is like the fourth version of Bhastrika Pranayama, i.e. for the lungs, because it is a lungs related exercise. Obviously it's breathing in deep and then breathing out over a certain period of time, but it involved sound, so therefore it does have its own name. I have mentioned that it's called Udhgeet, and they're both related because it's to do with this sound. Look on the harmonium, if I could just show you, this sound here is the lower pa, yeah, and this is the normal sa. See? So this is the sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa, and this is the normal sa, and this is the lower pa here. So it's going down the scale, and these are the sounds that I mentioned on the harmonium that you need to be able to sing. Pa, which is a lower pa. So there's the normal scale, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa. And there's a higher scale, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da. And there's a lower scale, which is very low, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, very low, yeah? But it's on the lower scale, pa, which is pa, which is om, and then it's normal sa, sa, ah. So you do it as Aumkaaraa, ah, This is the sound of Om or Aumkaaraa, but you don't pronounce the Pranav. It's called Pranav. Om is also known as Pranav. You don't say it. You just recite the sound. The sound is so powerful. They say this is the sound of the universe. This is the sound, they say, of the sun, of the universe, that which vibrates in every atom. Kan kan me Bhagavan. This vibration, which is the vibration for life itself, which is the life force that God sent. For in the beginning there was nothing, just vast, nothingness. When there's nothing, there's not even space, because space is one of the five elements. Remember I said to you in the hands, fire, air, middle finger is space or ether, fourth finger is earth, fifth finger is water. These are the five elements. When there was nothing, what we call nirvana, nothing, nirvana, without even vani means voice. When there wasn't even voice, there wasn't even sound, nirvana, nothing at all. Where nothing has been created. Then when Bhagavan, when Ishwar spoke the word, we believe that's when creation happened. So this sound is taking you back to the beginning of creation, if you like. Okay? It is what creates. This is why Pranav should not just be nilly-willy spoken, because whatever is your state of mind or your state of ego or whatever it is that may be, when you do that Pranav sound, or if you are not in that state of purity, you will create those feelings even more. Okay, it's a very powerful sound, so you shouldn't be doing it. So it's better you just hum the sound. Okay, and you don't need to say in your mind that you're chanting. I want you to just go with the sound. The lower sound. So going back to that, what I was explaining. So when there's no even space, when this word came out, in the beginning, even it comes in the Bible, in the beginning is the word is with God, the word is God. This comes from the Maitreya Upanishad, actually, this shloka. It's an exact copy of this shloka is now found in the first verse of the Gospel of St. John. And that from the Maitreya Upanishad, the same verses in the beginning is the Supreme Brahman, which is the name for God beyond creation. And the word is verily with the Supreme Brahman. And this word is the Pranav. So when that word is uttered, space gets created. As the word comes out to create, space forms in front. As space forms, because there is vayu, there is wind with the voice, that wind in the space creates a massive, fast flow, and fire generates. When fire generates, it reacts with the coldness of space. And water forms. And when water forms and falls and comes together, then the earth starts forming. Life starts forming. So this is it's much more complicated than that. But that is essentially what the scientists call the Big Bang. It's the release of this Pranav by Ishwar, by Bhagwan, by God, which creates. So it's a very powerful sound of creation, and it shouldn't just be spoken nilly-willy. Therefore, but this sound is also this humming bumble. This sound is like the bumblebee. Bzzz, bzzz. So what does a bumblebee do? When bumblebee goes from one flower to another flower, it pollinates, doesn't it? Okay, and it produces honey. In the same way, think of it like this. This same bumblebee sound inside your head will produce honey here. It'll be like nectar inside. Basically, if you want to look at it in terms of medical science, it is basically the complete balance of your hormonal system. Your chemicals are your hormones start being produced. They're like the honey inside the body, because if they are in the right concentration, then your body works perfectly. So this is where the chakras are. So this sound from the Aumkaaraa, the Onkaar and the Makar, the A and the U and the M, which makes the Pranav Om, deals with body, mind and beyond, spirit. Okay. When you have pain, don't you say ah? It's the only sound, it's the only word that can be said even if you didn't have a tongue, where your tongue is not used. You can say ah, you can say ooh, you can say When you're in pain, physical pain, what's the first word that comes out of your mouth? Ah, like pain. When you have got mental tensions, when you got a headache, you say oof, ooh, ooh, don't you? When you have deep intellectual, you're trying to connect with, you say you're thinking. So the body, mind and beyond. So many things. This one sound is going to help bring everything into line, into unison, and it works on all three things. But so getting this sound, you've probably understood now, how crucial is it? The answer is very. If you are musically inclined, you will pick this up very quickly. On the English classical notation system, it's known as do-re, I have been told. Okay? But on the Hindustani vocal classical system, it's known as which but you are not going to say the word, you are just going to say the sound. So both of these breathing exercises, both of these pranayamas are reliant on the person being able to say, to recite this sound absolutely correctly. Okay. Bhramari pranayama removes, because we close our eyes, we close our ears fully with the thumbs, and we recite this same sound inside. The lower sound, as I've explained to you before when we did Udhgeet pranayama. Remember, I explained it as the fourth version of Bhastrika pranayama, also for the lungs. But then I said, look, it has its own name called Udhgeet, and I've written all this on my Facebook posts, my videos. You can look at all of that. So I said to you, breathe down here where your spirit resides. See, I'm breathing from here, watch. And my chest expands. So my spirit inside from here is pulling, and I get this sound because it's like this slight constriction of the throat. Now if I breathe from the nose, this is wrong breathing. This is nasal breathing. You're doing a nasal pull. That's wrong. It has to be from the thoracic. This is called thoracic breathing. You think here. You don't think abdominal breathing either. You don't breathe into the stomach, because the absorption obviously happens in the lungs, not in the stomach. Okay? Abdominal breathing isn't wrong, but that's a different form of relaxation and breathing exercises. That is not what the purpose is of what I've been teaching. I've been teaching how you increase your lung capacity to increase and boost your immunity, so we can deal with, hopefully, if God forbid we ever need to go to the hospital, we have a good strong immune system and a good strong lung capacity. Okay, so, but going back to this sound, what does this sound do? So you breathe into here, and then you do the lower sound through the heart region. So just slightly to the left of your spirit, where your spirit sits, your ghost body. This we call Atmaram or Jivatma. Okay, its spirit is separate to soul. These are two different things. You breathe here, you imagine you're breathing in this, your spirit is breathing in, and then you breathe out with the lower sound. Then you raise the sound from there, which is very much a throat sound. So this lower sound is a bass sound, it's in your throat. You feel the vibration here in the heart, slightly to the left of the Anahat chakra. It's all in this is all the Anahat chakra anyway, which is the heart chakra. But that's where your spirit literally sits, right in the middle, size of a thumb. Okay, but right to the left of it was your actual heart. And then you take this sound there. So we're actually breathing into the spirit. The spirit is breathing in. Then you're breathing out through the heart and the third eye. Okay? So lower sound. Higher sound comes through the nose. This is a nasal sound, like people talk through their nose or sing through their nose. Okay? So it's a sound through the nasal. Look. You can see my nostrils moving, and you can hear it's a much sharper sound. So this is the sound of Sa, the normal Sa. Here I'm raising the sound right up into the third eye, the Ajya chakra here, right between the eyebrows. This is called Ajna. Ajna or Ajya chakra. Okay. Hriday or this is Anahat chakra. This is Hriday, heart, and this is Ajya. So connecting, bringing the heart and the third eye, connecting it with the spirit, okay, or the mind, if you want to call it that. The heart and the mind in connection, so that your decision making becomes very much balanced, and it takes your spirit into account. It brings the heart and the mind into balance, so that neither you are making too many decisions just here, i.e. using your ego and intellect, and neither are you making too many decisions just using this, your heart, because you'll be over emotional. So getting this correct balance is the benefit of this breathing exercise, is using this sound. So that's Udhgeet. pranayama. But when we then block the ears and we block the eyes like this, and so I'll explain all of that. The same sound is emitted in exactly the same way. Breathe in down here for 3 seconds and breathe out 3 seconds here, 6 seconds here. So you breathe out triple the inhalation. So if you breathe in over 4 seconds, you breathe out over 12 seconds. Okay, 4 through the lower sound, 1/3, 2/3 division. Breathe in, then the exhalation has to be triple the inhalation. So if I did 3 seconds in, I'll do 3 seconds out, and then I'll do 6 seconds out. That 3 and 6 makes 9. In 3, out 6. Okay, out in total was 9 seconds. This is your Bhramari sound, the bumblebee sound, or the Pranav sound. Remember, we're not going to pronounce the Pranav by saying Onkaaraa or the Om. We are simply saying the sound. Okay. So when we do block the ears, obviously then if you've got this sound coming out, it's going to stay in the head. It's going to stay here in the whole brain. This whole area will resonate with this sound. What does this do? This helps to relax the mind. Okay, it helps to remove our stresses, our anxieties, our depression as well, all of these kind of things. Yeah? Anything related to the mind, any of the negative thinking, like what we call vikrittis. Vikrittis are negative thought patterns. Vikrittis, when you do karma and it's related to the vikrittis, it becomes vikarma. Yeah? Vikarma means you're doing bad deeds with a lot of negative emotions and negative thinking. Yeah? That's even worse. Ideally, you should just do your karma in bit so that it becomes akarma, i.e. without any desires. You just do it because it's your duty. That is the best form of karma, akarma. But when it becomes vikarma, so how this also then helps you to remove vikarma from your life, because your vikrittis are becoming shant. Vikrittis are your negative thought patterns, your negative vibrations in the mind. Yeah? Now, something very powerful I'm going to tell you. Whatever experiences you have had in your life, good or bad, okay, you can't just click your fingers like this and say, oh, out you go. Oh, I'm positive thinking. I'm going to think positively now. Yes. No more. It's not going to happen. Unless you're very strong-willed. But it's still there. And it will be there quite powerfully. And if it then comes back, it will hit you even harder because you were deliberately trying to suppress it. That is not the way to deal with our bad experiences of our life. The bad experiences of your life are part of your life. You have to learn to live with them. So what is the best thing you can do? Now going back to this Bhramari Pranayama, look how powerful it is. Not only is it relaxing your mind and stresses, this is how it then suppresses those vikrittis, those negative thoughts or your past experiences. That sound, it's like it puts a weight on them and it drowns them into your deep subconscious mind. Isn't that a good place to keep it? You can't just take the magic wand in the Harry Potter films, attach it to your side here and pull the thought, negative thought or any kind of bad experience out and then just go throw it away. I wish you could. I wish I could. I wish you could as well. Yeah. So what you can do is with this sound, so you have to put effort to really understanding this sound. With this sound, it will suppress your negative tendencies, your negative experiences and thoughts, and keep them at the bottom of the ocean. Your vikrittis, your negative, and it will allow the positive, the light, the positiveness to rise inside you, so that you can live your life. Because you can't just remove them. but you need to learn how to live with it. This pranayama teaches you how to live with it. Okay, it's very powerful. Sound, that's why sound therapy, sound music is the most beautiful thing, because it touches us. So people who are musically inclined, people who have that spiritual connection, especially with music. I'm not, any kind of music is fine, but I'm just saying certain types of music is more, it's more soul touching. Yeah, but people who have that ability, they are naturally more spiritually inclined. It is a blessing. They're blessed. Okay, so this is how, look how practical these pranayamas are, these breathing exercises are. And I really, really hope you are able to pick this sound up, because I've not been teaching anyone for the last 3 years. I've only now decided to give you all this information over the Facebook and on my videos. It's there now free. But I've not been teaching for the last 3 years to anyone. But when I was teaching people, and I was teaching people on a one-to-one basis, on groups, they did struggle with getting this sound right. So you have to put some effort. I've already described to you what it is on the music notation system. It's lower pa, normal sa. Pa, sa. I've been told it's do, re in the English system. Okay, if I'm wrong, please correct me, let me know. Okay, so this is so we were talking about Bhramari Pranayama, the bumblebee pranayama, and that nectar, like the bumblebee goes around buzzing with this sound, this very holy sound. See, nature has all these sounds, and it produces honey. It's in a selfless way. It does all this hard work, and it doesn't even use the honey. Okay, in the same way. Okay, when you connect with this sound, your spirit is longing for this connection. Okay, and this sound helps produce all the correct hormonal chemical honeys inside you, if you like, at all of your chakras in the correct proportions. And your spirit isn't going to use that, but that will help in balancing you out. Okay, and also, like I said, it will suppress your negative thought patterns, your vikritis, which will prevent you from hopefully becoming too engaged in your karma and creating vikarma, which is very negative karma. That means you're doing something with a passion, and normally it's a very negative passion, jealousy, hatred, whatever, these kind of things, yeah, greed and so on. So on many levels this works very powerfully. So let's do the first exercise, Udhgeet Pranayama. When we did our series of breathing exercises, I mentioned there were 3 versions of Bhastrika for the lungs, which you've already learned. And again, please refer back to the videos and work through them in a chronological order, going back to the videos which were there about 2.5 weeks ago. So you master those 3 breathing exercises for the lungs, which will increase you. Then Kapalabhati. Then you can do Agnisar. And Agnisar and Udhgeet Pranayama, which is the one for the digestive system and the thyroid, you should do separately. I mentioned that. I've done another video for that one. Okay. So after Kapalabhati, which is for your toxins to be removed out of the body, you need to do Anulom Vilom for the brain. Then after that, you could actually do Udhgeet Pranayama. And before Udhgeet, you could actually do Bhramari Pranayama. But the reason I'm doing this at night time now is because I did say to you that Bhramari Pranayama, again, you can just do as a standalone pranayama, especially before you go to bed. Do this for about 5 to 10 minutes before going to bed, and you will sleep like a log. Okay, and like I said, a lot of whatever you've done in the whole day, it's like a backup, and your mind will get very rested, and it'll go into your deep subconscious mind, and then you'll just fall asleep, hopefully very nicely. So just keep doing this exercise. Okay, it's very powerful for that problem as well. So firstly, Udhgeet. Breathe down here into your anahat, and then breathe out with the lower sound. I just want you to breathe out the lower sound till it gets into your head, so you hear it many times. Then again, notice it's a very much a a throat-based sound. It's you got to feel it in the heart, though. Okay, just slightly to the left of your spirit here. Good. Now we're going to do the higher sound. Okay, so breathe in again, going straight to the higher sound, and it's a nasal sound. Again, breathe in here. Breathe out from here. Imagine the sound coming out from the third eye. If you see my nostrils moving, this is a nasal sound. It's a bit sharper, the sound, okay? But it is just the normal sound, the sa scale, sa re ga ma pa da ni sa scale, yeah? Good. So now we're going to breathe in 3 seconds. We're going to breathe out 3 here, and we're going to breathe out 6 seconds here. So the inhalation is 3 seconds. The exhalation in total is 9 seconds. We're tripling the exhalation. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to bring my fingers up so you can see that I'm counting, and I might do that just telling you where I'm focusing. And when I'm doing that, that's where I'm focusing. I'm focusing on breathing out from the heart, focusing right into the center of the heart, and then focusing right into the center of my third eye, the Ajna chakra. Breathe in. Breathe out. That was 6. 3 there, 6 there. Again. Again. Good. That was Udhgeet Pranayama. Now, exactly the same way you breathed in, exactly the same way that you breathed out, you are now going to block the ears to do Bhramari Pranayama. This is the one I was mentioning. Do it before going to bed. You can do it straight after Anulom Vilom, the one where for the brain and the nervous system, the breathing exercise. You would do that, then you would finish with Udhgeet Pranayama. So you can do it as part of your breathing exercise as well. But you can also do it separately at night time. Whenever you feel stressed, whenever you feel a bit depressed or any kind of anxiety, just do this, okay? Right, so what do we do here? Look, I'm going to block my ears. Look here. You see this, the lobe here? That bit here pushed. I push that in with the thumb in the same way on this side, this bit. Okay? And this has to be with full pressure. Full pressure. But first, hear me out, otherwise you won't be able to listen to me. Yeah? Then, so you block that first. Then you would put your first finger or index finger on either side of your third eye, like this. And put medium pressure here. So full pressure, medium pressure. Okay. Now what do you do with the other 3 fingers? Right, so this middle finger, which is the space finger, needs to connect with this acupressure point here. By the way, if you ever press this acupressure point, you have a blocked nose, you would start opening up the nose to breathe a bit clearer. Okay, so that needs to go there. But this one, these 3 fingers will be light pressure. So full pressure, medium pressure, light pressure. Light meaning, so the fingers first need to be there, that longest, tallest finger into that acupressure point. Then you can see that long finger is resting on the top of the eyelid. As you press down, bring the ring finger underneath it and then the pinky underneath to shut out any light coming in. Your eyes should be gently closed, okay? And you're going to breathe in and breathe out with that sound, and you're going to feel it resonating in this head region. Okay, so watch this. mouth should be, lips should be gently sealed. The tongue, you can connect the tongue to the upper part of the inside of the mouth. That will help the sound to rise even further into your head. I actually breathe in over 4 seconds in, then I use the same rule of tripling the exhalation. So 4 seconds out from the heart with the lower sound, and 8 seconds I did for the higher sound. Okay, so you can do 3, then it'll be 3 and 6, or you can do 4, then it'll be 4 and 8 coming out. Okay, so whatever is your capacity, however long you can breathe in. Okay, but there should be no tension in breathing in. You should be very relaxed. Yes, your elbows do get a bit tired when you do this, if you did this for 5 to 10 minutes. So there is another way of doing it, and that is to lie down and to have a couple of cushions under each elbow, and just no cushion underneath the head. Okay, so that your elbows are like that and they're supporting you. So if you were in bed, you can do this in bed, literally just before going to bed, and just do this, and you'll just end up going to sleep. And that's fine. So, but remove the cushion from behind you, and if you do have smaller cushions, put them on the side if you need to, and then it will be these will stay relaxed. You won't feel like they're falling, or they're being held in mid-air, and that's causing tension. So you don't want that. Yeah. Right. So let me show you again Bhramari Pranayama. So the lobes of the ears push in full pressure, medium pressure on each side of the third eye. Okay. The tallest finger comes into that acupressure point. Light pressure over the eyes. Breathing in, keep the spine straight and the back of the neck in line with the spine. Keep a gentle smile and contentment on the face, no tension or stress. I'm counting like this. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2. But from there counting continues. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's the 4 seconds in, 4 out here, 8 out there. Or I do 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out here, 6 seconds out here. This is the counting you do in your head, but try and do it if you can, the sound. Focus on the sound rather than the counting. The counting will just naturally, you'll understand this is the same length I breathe in, the same length I breathe out from the heart, and then double the length out there. This will just happen automatically as you start practicing it more and more. Because the focus should be on the sound. And also where it's coming out from. So you imagine it coming out from the third eye. Here you imagine it resonating in the heart region. So that was the Bhramari and Udhgeet, Pranayama and Bhramari. And yes, you can do Bhramari first, and then you can finish off with Udhgeet, which is just breathing in, breathing out with the sound. And it's basically the recitation of the Pranav, but just as sound. Okay. So I think there's nothing more I wanted to teach you on that. So I wish you well with this practice, and I hope you enjoyed this session. And please do leave any comments below. It's always nice to hear from people, and do spread the word to let people know all the videos are there. Make use of it. It's there for everyone's benefit, and I want everyone to benefit from this and make a big change in your life. And as I said, the secret of pranayamas is that it, in the most subtle and most beautiful way, it brings about a complete transformation in not only just your obviously your body will benefit, your internal organs will benefit, but your mind, your intellect, your ego, all are benefited in that, in the most beautiful way. You naturally start losing the negativities or any bad habits that may be there in your life. But it's just about practicing continuously. And that's the best way to bring about real change, not by forcing people to stop doing certain things, but by bringing about this technique, this beautiful ancient technique of breathing, which then brings about a beautiful blossoming of the human personality. Anyway, all the best, and namaste to all of you, namaskar, and I will see you in the morning at 8 a.m. for the Hindi class. The English ones have all been done, and we're doing the breathing exercises in Hindi. I think we'll be mostly working on Kapalbhati, Anulom Vilom, and maybe Agnisar tomorrow. Okay, thank you. God bless. Bye now, everyone.